Aloha, Ronnie Tsunami here with Traffic to Tribe. Today I'm talking about signature systems and more specifically how to design a signature system. So what is a signature system? A signature system is the process that you use to get your clients from point A to point B. Some will call it the transformational process. And if you're a wellness coach, for instance, you may help someone who is out of shape to get into shape. If you're a business coach, your signature system is about how you get that person from an unsuccessful business to a very successful business. So what are the steps that you take? And hopefully you systemize this so that it's a proven system and you can duplicate it. In fact, that's the benefit, that's the power of a signature system, is the fact that when someone hears you have a system, one, consciously or subconsciously, they think, oh, they've done this before. And it also means that you can duplicate the results. That's a system. That's at least the expectation when someone has a signature system. So, do you have a signature system right now? And be honest with yourself, because a lot of people out there tell me, oh, every one of my clients is different. So I have a different system. And each client has unique needs. So I really don't have a signature system that I can show and document. That's not true. Every person, every coach that I've met has a particular way of doing things. And if you don't know where to start, here's my tip. Actually, I've got 5 steps I want you to remember. This is the secret of the day. The 5 steps every training program has, and you can use that as a starting place for your signature system. Ready? Get a pen and paper, open up Notepad, do whatever you do. You want to write this down. Step 1, envision. Every training program starts with an envisioning phase. Some people call it the goal setting phase, okay, or goal setting step. In this step, you're analyzing where a person's at right now and where they want to be. That's the journey that they have to take, and that's your promise to get them from here, point A, to point B. Write that down. That's the envisioning step. Got it? They're envisioning where they want to, where they are, and where they want to be. Step 2, after they envision, you plan. Planning is all about identifying the tasks that need to be done, the resources needed to complete those tasks, what's the requirement for you to even start on that task, what is the time, money, and the people, maybe you need equipment, all of the things you need to help them get to where they want to be, you document it in the planning step. Okay. Once you do that, we start to build in step 3. So you got envision, plan, and build. Some people call it the execute phase. This is where you're executing the plan. So in this, I'll give you some examples. For instance, in the planning phase, you may have identified certain skill sets that a person needs. Maybe you happen to be a coach that talks about building confidence, being more assertive. Well then, in the planning step, or in the visioning, you identify where that person wants to go. Right? They want to go from someone who's not very assertive to someone who's very assertive. What do they need? They may need new clothes, right? So you identify needs new clothes. Maybe they need a confidence building course, right? Maybe there's certain training and certain skills that they need. So you identify those in the second step. In step 3, they'll buy those clothes. Got it? They're building. Or they need the training, so they actually take the training. So identify the skills in the planning phase, and now in the building or execution phase, they're actually going out there and they're taking the training to build up their skills. If you're a business coach who's helping someone to launch a new business, then in the planning phase, you may have identified that they need a website, particular type of website. In the building phase, they're actually building the website. Got it? So that's the execution. Step 4 is the actual launch. So after they do step 1, 2, 3, in terms of envisioning, planning, and building, now they're launching. So for instance, in that confidence building example, that person maybe got trained. Now they go out into the public. Maybe they wanted to find a new job. Then they go ahead and they test it out. They go to the employer or they do an interview and they see how assertive they've been. So they use those skills that they learned. If it's a business, they're launching their business. That's step 4. Step 5 is about review. And this is very important. When we talk about review or stabilize, that means that we're reviewing how everything went in the other steps. So, for instance, if they review that confidence, how well did they actually get the job that they were looking for? Because they were more assertive, more confident. If they were more assertive, then the review is, hey, it worked. If not, if they found some flaws and they didn't reach their goal, then the question is, can it be a quick fix? They review it, and if necessary, you go back to step 1 and re-envision. Because maybe they say, well, you know what? Maybe that's not the job I wanted, or maybe that's not my problem. Then you go ahead and go back from review the other 4 steps, and if you have to, go back to step 1, which is envision, and then essentially you're re-envisioning where they want to be. So it's a very cyclical pattern. Got it? Easy enough. 5 steps. So you take those 5 steps and rename them if you have to, based on your motif. So for instance, I have a surf theme for my programs, right? I'm Ronnie Tsunami. I have Success Tsunami, which is my 4-day conference. Everything that I do is based on an island tropical motif. In fact, Traffic to Tribe has that whole island type of theme as well, having a tribe. So my 5 steps may start out with, instead of envision, I may call it check out the surf. Maybe the surf, create a surf report, see where things are out there. Under the planning, I may call it the pick a surfboard, right? That's the find a surfboard. So that's my nomenclature. That's the syntax. That's what I named my process. You want a process, a signature system that follows your motif. And why use a motif? It sets it apart. There's a lot of systems out there. So you want to have a system that's memorable and really you identify with and create something unique. And that's not always easy because, let's face it, there are a lot of coaches out there who have systems. Some of them are pretty straightforward, and they call them envision or goals planning, launch, or goal planning, build, launch, review. That's pretty boring, to be honest with you. So, you want to use and take those 5 steps and create something that's more aligned with you. Now, it doesn't have to be 5 steps. You can create a program that takes 3 steps. Some people will just have the envision phase, build phase, and launch phase, and they just have those 3 phases. So they combine some of the other steps, like the review piece, they'll put it into the launch step. So you can condense this, or you can expand it. You may take the building phase or the planning phase and create sub-steps, which essentially breaks it out to maybe 7, 8, 10, 11 steps. But if you really don't know where to start, hit those 5 steps first. Write them down. In fact, do this now. Again, write down those 5 steps: envision, plan, build, stabilize, review, and list the exact things you do right now to help your tribe and see where they fall in each of those 5 steps. I guarantee you they fit somewhere. But, like I said, feel free to adjust that signature system based on your process, based on your theme or motif. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Again, it's all about making sure that your system resonates with your tribe. And that's why I'm very keen when I build any program. And I build programs for Time Warner, for the US Air Force, for Microsoft. Anytime I build programs, it's not just about what you do, but it's about branding. Marketing. You market, market, market. And if you're not thinking about that when you design your signature system, then you can end up creating this relatively boring system compared to your competitors. And then later on, you're trying to go back and rebrand and create these steps. And then people get confused because you've already done all this stuff before and you called it something else. So whenever possible, I always try to get people to create their signature system from the get-go when they first launch their business. Now, the beauty of this system is that you can do so many things from a branding standpoint when you have a system in place. For instance, you can take each of those steps, those 5 steps, and create a book or a chapter that literally has 5 chapters, for instance, that talk about each of those steps. So your book is aligned with your system. You may create other products. So you may have 5 steps in your system, but depending on your product line, you may create another product that's focused more on helping people with step 2, a more detailed product that leads up to another product that helps them more with step 3. So you can have maybe a general program that gets people through 5, 7 steps, and then you can have subsequent products, solutions, and services that drill down on a particular step. And I've seen that quite a bit as well. But what's nice is, regardless of the product, if they've taken your first product and they've seen the initial system, then all of the other products that you're offering make total sense. It's easier for them to go, oh, that's how it fits. Of course I'm going to take that next course because it's part of step 2. So again, a signature system helps you to focus better, and it keeps you aligned with your customers, again, from a branding perspective, as well as you yourself. You have an identity. So your signature system is the way you do things. Now, don't get me wrong, you can create other signature systems, but if I know coaches who've had one system and built a whole coaching business for years, very successful for years, using that same system. People get it, they know what to expect, and their tribe understands what to expect from them. And not only do they know what to expect, they prod them. Hey, so what's the next thing we go through? Because they're following a system. The mind of people, typically, they want to see things go to completion, from point A to point B and to point Z, depending on how long your process is. So hopefully that was helpful to you. If you've got any questions, please feel free to contact Colin and I. You can email us at contact@traffic2tribe. That's 2, the number 2, traffic2tribe.com. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/traffic2tribe. And as usual, we invite you to download our book on how to drive traffic and create that online tribe that you need, that you want to help others succeed. Go ahead, download it. Go to traffic2tribe.com. As we say back home, aloha.